Hello everyone, so we know the Eurovision happened this week. Not many people watched it. OT didn't broadcast the public broadcast here, and Ireland didn't participate along with a few other countries, Iceland, the Netherlands and Slovakia. And rightly so, because I do think the Eurovision has lost its meaning. What I mean by that is lost its core values. What I mean by that is too, that we're allowing Australia when we're talking about letting Canada in, we have Israel in it. And of course, Israel has committed a lot of crimes against Christians, and of course, the majority of Ireland is Christian, majority of Europe is Christian too. And Israel has committed a lot of crimes against Christians, particularly in Lebanon, and not to mention the amount of people that's been killed in the Middle East, and of course starting a war with Iran, of course with Donald Trump. And of course we know that Benjamin Netanyahu for the last 30 years has been saying that weapons of mass destruction Iran was starting for the last 30 years. But long story short, I do think we've lost our meaning of the Eurovision, because we're letting countries in that were never designed. As far as I looked, Israel is not in the European Union, it's not in Europe. Australia is certainly not in Europe, and Canada is certainly not in Europe. But I do think we've lost the meaning of the Eurovision nowadays, and I think even the contest itself, it's just basically all a show nowadays. And what I mean by that too is it's not the old days of Johnny Logan, etc. Meaningful music nowadays is just kind of all off the rails, to be totally honest. And that's just my view of it. But I do think it's lost its meaning, and I don't think Ireland should go back. I think we should stay away from it for good. All the better, because we saved a lot of money by not participating in it, because it's just all a sham, in my opinion. And I congratulate Bulgaria, just to say, I don't want to sit here and say that Bulgaria didn't do well. Bulgaria done very well. I'm glad that Bulgaria won it. But a lot of people feel a bit, and especially with the numbers, the few numbers are way down. A lot of people have a bad taste in their mouth with the Eurovision nowadays. Unfortunately, Eurovision years ago used to bring people together. People used to watch it. I used to watch when I was younger. Nowadays, I wouldn't be seen watching it because it's just rotten. It's just a rotten institution, the same as a lot of stuff, unfortunately. And I do think letting Israel particularly participate, and particularly when Russia, again, I'm not a fan of Russia. I don't care for Vladimir Putin. I have no time for them at all. Like Putin is doing the same thing as Benjamin Netanyahu is doing. Simple as that. They've started the war in the Middle East with Iran, and then obviously went into Lebanon, etc. You can argue about the whole lot of it, but what I'm trying to say is there's still loads of people being killed, and having a country like that, and then saying that Russia, we can't let Russia in because of this. Regardless of what you think, I do think it should be not double standards. If one country does it, every country, whatever country else does it, it should be banned too. Because Israel's basically done what Russia has been done in a lot of cases too. And that's as simple as that. That's just a simple reality. I know some people disagree with me, and that you're right. But I do think Ireland should stay away and never go back to it, to be totally honest. That's the way I see it. It would save a lot of money for the taxpayer, and I do think it would be the beneficial for the state. But anyway, let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you think we should go back? What do you take? Because I do think it's just a waste of money. And it's a waste of time, to be honest. And I don't blame the majority of the countries for being a bit sour on it, because it's sour. The competition itself is sour. And as I say, the numbers were way down. A lot of people are very upset over Israel being in it, and I do think it wasn't the right decision. I don't think Israel should be in it at all, the same as Australia. But particularly Israel with the controversy at the moment, with all the stuff happening, particularly as we've seen with the cross, etc., the incident with the cross and the Catholic churches, etc., being targeted, etc., and Christian communities in Israel, in Lebanon being targeted too. And of course the school that the Irish taxpayer paid for was demolished by the Israeli army. So we're not going to really let that slide. What I'm trying to say, we shouldn't let it slide. It's the same as the stuff that's happening with Hamas and what Hamas is doing to people from Israel, etc., and Hezbollah, etc. We're not forget about them. The whole lot of them are not no good to anybody. What I'm trying to say, and they're evil people too. It's not just one side is the righteous side. What I'm trying to say, all sides, but particularly Israel is going a step further than defending itself. It's out for its own goals, basically, in a way. But anyway, let me know what you think. As I say, I do think we should stay away. I don't think it's any benefit to Ireland, the Eurovision anymore. I think it's just a joke. Unless we get new changes and stuff, because it's all just become diluted. And I think nowadays too, it's just all diluted too. But anyway, thank you for watching.